I own you. I still own you. Um, that's just gonna be my opening for every show now. No, it was such a great quote though. But we can move past it if you wanted. So
I own you in
I
our
won't move past.
picks and in
Okay,
fantasy. It is what it
so
is.
so yeah, okay. So how was your evening last night? You watch baseball? Or the basketball was back too.
Basketball is back.
Mm-hmm.
Bulls are on tonight. Planning on watching them tonight.
Boy, I have not watched the Chicago Bulls. Well, number one, because we used to have TV here at home. We used to have shoot, it was like Sling. We had Sling TV, and it didn't have like the W or like the WGNs, the Comcast Sportsnet, the NBC Chicago stuff. Now we have that with our Xfinity package. So I wasn't able to watch them. I probably wouldn't have watched them anyway because I'm still pissed after they broke up the Derrick Rose band because you know how much I love him. Um,
It's your favorite
but
guy.
hey, they the team they have now. I mean, they have some pieces. I don't know if they can win I don't think they'll be able to win a championship right now, but they could certainly. I mean, you'd have to think they can make the playoffs. You have Levine, Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, Caruso, Lonzo Ball. I'm probably forgetting some dudes, but they have some pieces.
Patrick Williams.
Yes. Yeah. Billy Donovan's a great coach. Like I know the Thunder fired him. He's a great coach. He is. He's a smart coach.
So
He's been around a while.
here's a question though, for your sake. If the Packers get rid of Rodgers, who's a more heartbreaking loss? Derrick Rose and the Bulls or Rodgers and the Packers?
That is so because I'm gonna cheer.
You
It'll be it might be even because I'm gonna cheer on probably. I mean, maybe Aaron because football is my favorite sport, but like I'm cheering on the Knicks because I've been cheering wherever. Like I was a Pistons fan, even though the Pistons were never on like prime time. They were in the prime time playing like the Warriors, the Lakers, or some big game. I was still cheering for them. Um, I just want Derrick Rose to get a ring somewhere. And if Aaron Rodgers were to, I'm going to cheer. Obviously, I'm going to cheer the Packers on. But wherever Aaron is, I want him to get that second ring. So that's a very tough question. I mean, I would probably pick Aaron because I love football. But the fact that Derrick Rose is from Chicago and was drafted #1 overall by the Chicago Bulls, it's just all that stuff and MVP. I still think we can move on after this. I still think his MVP season. I mean, watching Derrick Rose get to the rim in his prime, I don't think there's a better point guard. I really don't. I know Magic Johnson. I know Magic was great. I know Steph is. I know he's a point guard, but I mean he's more of a shooter. Russell Westbrook, electrifying, but I just
Kyrie.
yeah, Kyrie's handles. I mean, just watching Derrick Rose. There's a great play. I have this saved on my phone. I've talked about this. There's a play in Miami. I don't know if it was during his MVP year. Maybe it was. He goes. It's a Sunday afternoon. I think maybe in January, February. I can't remember. 2011. He goes. It's a fast break. They're playing the Heat, and he steals the ball. LeBron James is on one side trailing him. Dwayne Wade is on the other. And this is still, Dwayne Wade is still prime. LeBron's obviously, LeBron's still really great. He bumps into Wade, bumps into LeBron, tries to create some kind of space, like goes one way and then fakes the other, way to lay it up. And he made it. And it, like Mike Tirico, Hubie Brown were on the call and they were like, oh my goodness, what a finish. And, LeBron goes back to the huddle all pissed and animated because they couldn't block it. And Derrick Rose is like, like fired up, like, hey, I just took on both those guys and I won. I don't think there's another player like at the point guard spot that would go at LeBron and Wade like Derrick did. Like, I think most players would be afraid of that. Derrick Rose was not. So that's a play I remember. I'm always going to remember it. But that's my Derrick Rose, Chicago Bulls lecture for the day. Should we get to these games this week? Get to these picks? I'm going to come back this week. I think we all know that.
Honestly, looking at these games, I don't think we're going to be too far off with our picks.
We'll see about that. I might
Go
pick
ahead,
the Bears.
make some risky moves.
I might pick the Bears this week. You never know.
Yeah, jeez. That would be a tough pick if you do that.
What am I? 5 games back, 6 games back?
You are currently 5 games back.
Field goal and a safety. All right, not too far off. It's a 1 possession game. That's how I see it. All right, so Thursday night, start off Broncos at the Browns. Big news, obviously, Baker Mayfield not playing. Labrum fully torn. He thought he was gonna, like, I kept hearing people say, "Oh, he's expected to play. He's gonna play." No. So it's
Nick
Case
Chubb,
Keenum time.
Kareem Hunt, both out.
Yeah. So it's gonna be Case Keenum time. Who knows? Donovan Peoples-Jones might go for 300 yards. We'll see. But this is, I mean, I am compelled to pick the Denver Broncos here. I mean, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. I think the
I'm going with
Browns.
the Broncos.
Yeah, I just think the Browns are not losers anymore. They have a talented team. They're not like they've. I think they've crossed over. They've had a tough. They've played some. Good teams. The defense has not played as well as I would have hoped them to play. Week 1 they let the Chiefs come back in. The Chargers 2 weeks ago, like, they just put up 100. No, they put up 47, but like, the defense hasn't performed well other than when they played that team from Chicago. So I think Teddy Bridgewater, assuming he's going to play, he's questionable. He's expected to play. He's going to play though. Von Miller's looking forward to, Von Miller's looking forward to whoever's going up against it, or who he's going to go up against at left tackle. He said, I don't know who's going to be playing at left tackle, but I'm going to try to kill him. So I think Denver is better defensively right now. I know they've lost 3 in a row. And I think Teddy Bridgewater, Case Keenum, the battle of former Minnesota Vikings. I think Melvin Gordon's going to have a good game. I think the Broncos. I should know this. Is Jerry Jeudy back? Is he there? I have not heard much of Jerry Jeudy other because I had him in fantasy and then I ended up trading him away. Sorry, Jerry. Come on, show me the roster.
While you look that up. Yeah, no, the Browns they're way too hurt. Case Keenum, I mean, he's a proven quarterback. He's a very solid backup. I mean, he had the Minnesota Miracle. With Stephon Diggs back in the day against the Saints in the playoff game. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. I think Case Keenum can definitely get the job done. I just think that the Browns have too many injuries to try and sustain. Even though the Broncos aren't that good.
Yeah.
But I think the Broncos are more healthy and more stabilized than the Browns are right now.
Isn't Case Keenum like the most accomplished passer in college football history, like yards wise?
That would sound right.
I remember when he was at Houston, he went ballistic. But yeah, you're right. Fangio, I think, is going to have a plan dialed up. Obviously, I mean, it's not going to walk into the game with no plan. But against a backup quarterback, we know he's had some good games and some good seasons. But I expect, you're right with the injuries. I think the Broncos. I think it'll be close. Because it's a road game. The Browns are, they do have talent even without Baker and their running backs, but I just think the Broncos, desperate need of a win. I think they're going to come out and play real well here. So we're both on Denver. We'll go Bengals Ravens, because I have the Packers. Obviously, I have them as like on the Bleacher Report app. I have them as favorites, so it always has them at the top. Bengals Ravens, though. We'll start there on Sunday. This is the game for. I mean, this is for the first place in the AFC North. Bengals are 4-2. Ravens are 5-1. With that said, give me the Ravens. Lamar Jackson. Yeah. This is the Bengals are like they're like the Chargers a little. I think the Chargers are obviously way better than the Bengals, but the Bengals are not ready. I said yesterday, I don't think the Chargers are ready for not that they're not ready for big boy football, but they're not a Super Bowl team. Like, they can't get there. I don't think the Ravens can. Will they, is a different question. But the Bengals, I do not think they're ready to beat the Ravens, let alone in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson is just, he's, not bad for a running back. He's not just a runner anymore. I think we've seen that. He's become a better all-around player this year. Certainly an MVP candidate. I mean, he's just unreal. Him and Harbaugh have a great rapport, and I love seeing Harbaugh and him on the sidelines, just giving each other a hug, and just they have a lot of great mic'd up moments. So I think Baltimore has the momentum right now. Cincinnati's had a great start to the year, but I just think Baltimore's going to be too much.
For what's not being advertised as such a big game, I mean, this is a big game. I mean, the Bengals come in and win. That's going to put a lot of noise on, especially the AFC North.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as to what the Ravens can do, as to what the Bengals can do. But I think the Ravens are just going to – I think they're just going to walk over the Bengals. I don't think it's going to be as close of a game than what it can be. I think the Bengals I think they're going to put up a fight, but I think it's going to be a 2-score game at the end of it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if the Bengals go in there and beat Baltimore, I mean, I just think that amplifies the Packers' win over the Bengals more. But who's to say? But yeah, I do think this is the type of game. Not Joe Buck. Jim Nantz and Romo, like CBS and Fox too, really need to put their prime time or their game of the week analysts on these kinds of games. They put Nance and Romo on the Buccaneers Dolphins game a couple weeks ago when I think Chargers it was the Chargers Browns game. It's like, how are you putting I know it's Brady, the Buccaneers, they're Super Bowl champions, whatever, against the 1-5 Dolphins. It is what it is, but I just think Fox and CBS really need to take a closer look at these games, and they need to focus on which teams are ascending, which teams are playing like poop, and they need to focus on
I totally agree,
the right spot to put their announcers. Where is Washington Packers for you? What game? Where is that on your?
That's my last noon game, but we can do it now.
Okay. This is a game. Packers are 8-point favorites. I just listened to Aaron in his press conference. They have a great front. Like the statistics, I'm going to take also a page out of Matt LaFleur's book here. Statistics are for losers. The Washington football team, yes, they have played horribly, or the defense has played horribly. They're still very talented. They still have a great front. Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, all those guys, Montez Sweat. I mean, they have a great front. I think Ron Rivera is a good coach. Landon Collins at the back end. They have a veteran team. This is a game, though, I think Packers obviously need to, pay attention. They play Arizona next Thursday, which is going to be amazing. That in Arizona next Thursday night. Then they got the Chiefs, big game. So they have a stretch, and then possibly Russell Wilson after that. He comes back November 14th or something. So it's a big stretch here for the Packers. Can't look ahead. I think they'll handle Washington. I just think, you add big news. We were just talking about this before we came on. Whitney Merciless. They bring him in from Houston, 10-year veteran, former All-Pro. Just another signing after Aaron Rodgers this offseason, kind of campaign for them to be more aggressive. You get Jalen Smith. You get Whitney Merciless. You sign Rasul Douglas. You get Devondre Campbell earlier before the season starts on a 1-year, $2 million deal. Good job by the Green Bay Packers front office. Coming from a Packers fan, I love the moves. And this team is getting healthier by the minute. Bakhtiari just came back to practice today. He's back. See if he plays. But once Jair, Darius Smith. Okay. I'm
just saying. I'm just saying he won't play this week.
No, I'm kidding. No. Yeah, my thinking was they sit him for this week just to be safe, and then have him full strength for at Arizona. Because look, either this week or next week, you're going to go up against some dudes: Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Arizona, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt. So you got to be on your game, and obviously Casey after that. So it would be like they can handle it. They faced good fronts before Washington, and they should be fine. I like the Packers though.
I like the Packers too, but where do you move Elgton Jenkins?
So they'll put him at left tackle. I would say Elgton Jenkins is probably the most versatile offensive lineman in the game. Put him at left tackle.
No, but I'm saying for after when Bakhtiari comes back, where do you move Elgton Jenkins?
So we'll see with
What do you do
Josh
with that
Myers.
line?
Josh Myers, the rookie center from Ohio State, who we drafted in first few rounds of the draft. He's been very solid. He has a finger issue. Actually, he did have a finger issue, and then he hurt his leg against the Bears and left the game. If he is not there, you put Lucas Patrick at center, and then you put John Runyon at right guard, and then you put Elton at left guard, and then you keep bootstrap Bill Turner on the right side. I love that. I'm so happy his name is Bill Turner for all the Pirates of the Caribbean fans out there. No. I would say Elton, put him at left guard where he usually starts. And then once Josh Myers comes back, you have Josh Myers at center, put Lucas Patrick at right guard. The Packers this year, they drafted a lot of versatile guys. I mean, the last few years they've drafted a lot of versatile linemen. So they're in good shape, and they've performed very well to start the year against some really good fronts. So it's nice to see Dave back for sure. He's I think he's a future Hall of Famer for sure, and much needed help for sure.
Yeah, that just speaks to the depth of the Packers right now. I mean, that team is going to make a run. Well, actually, maybe not with their upcoming opponents, but. Okay. But I mean, they've been winning the games they've been needing to win. I think they're gonna. I personally think they're gonna dog walk the football team, and then just get ready for Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that game. I know the Packers struggle against, for some reason, every time they go out to Arizona, they get whacked or something terrible happens aside from the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary. But no, yeah, like they're getting healthy at the right time, which I'm or not at the right time. Not that they're getting healthy because Kevin King, Jair, Zadarius are all still out. MVS has been out too. They've battled a lot of injuries early on, but you bring in Whitney Merciless, you bring in these veteran pieces, and when they get to full strength, man, they're going to be so deep. I mean, the defense is going to be so talented. They're top 10 in a lot of categories right now. I think they're one of the more balanced teams right now, and I think offensively they haven't even hit their full, the full gas yet. So they're in good shape right now, and hopefully they can keep their eyes on this game, then get ready for a short week and a big time game against Arizona. But Chiefs Titans, an intriguing game. I mean, do you have the nuts to pick Tennessee here, or?
I am picking Tennessee here.
Okay, all right, he's got the nuts. All right,
I am picking Tennessee here. I think Chiefs defense is just so bad. And if Derrick Henry can run over the Bills, who have given him struggles in past years and have built up that defensive line and built up that entire defense to like make them a way better defense. If he can go and do that performance against the Bills, and the Chiefs defense is just not good. Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, Chiefs defense is terrible.
Yeah.
But the part about it is the Chiefs offense is very, very good. If the Titans defense can play like they did last weekend against a very offensive heavy Bills, I mean, it's gonna be closer than what I think, but I think the Titans pull this one out like they did last weekend against the Bills.
This is probably going to be a shootout. Tennessee's defense watching the Buffalo game, I just thought they were going to collapse and they gave up a ton of points, but they did not break against Buffalo. And that was with a ton of injuries. They lose Taylor Lewan, but they're still so offensive line is very, they're going to be fine, I think. In this game, they're not going to stop Derrick Henry. I don't know if they'll stop Julio and AJ Brown.
Do you believe in the Chiefs offense to score?
This is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to get back on the standings. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to pick the Chiefs here. Derrick Henry is going to go off. Sometimes the best defense is a great offense. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Mahomes. I think the game second half against Washington last week, they finally flipped the switch. Got back to the Chiefs team we know. They might go on a run here. We'll see, but I think on Sunday, I think they're going to unload. I really do. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. I might only be picking them because you picked Titans, but who cares? Chiefs are going to win. All right, Falcons, Dolphins. This is weirdly, maybe it's not that. I don't know. I guess I'm picking the Falcons. I mean, I guess that's why it's intriguing. Like everyone, I think, is kind of walking over the Falcons, not really paying attention. They could be worse. The Falcons could be worse. They're 2-3 right now. I don't know. The Dolphins are terrible. I think Matty Ice, I'm starting him in fantasy this week in our league. I think he's going to go off. He's been a stud, I think, recently. Give me the Falcons. Cordero Patterson, your old friend, become a big-time fantasy player. So give me the Falcons.
I'm going with the Dolphins. To a second game back. To a second game back. They're at home. I'm still trying to figure out this Falcons team. I really am. I'm so lost with who they are, what they are. I'm also lost with what the Dolphins are. I mean, this is a tough pick. I'm just thinking that this is second game back. They're at home against a team that's not great. They're not in London anymore. London, I feel like London just changes a lot of teams. But
it's a beautiful place.
Yes, beautiful place, but I think it changes a lot of teams with all that travel and everything else that they have to do. But Dolphins still stink. They're still terrible, but I don't think the Falcons have much more to give than what the Dolphins do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense. You know, I would love to get over to London at some point. Check out, I know that there are pubs on every corner. I'm sure I feel like the restaurant, vibe in London is very underrated as well. But I just think it's a unique place, and I'd love to visit there sometime. But I'm off track. Yeah, but I think the Falcons. I think people are sleeping on Atlanta. Not that like they're great, but like I think people are just I think people are acting like, oh, they're like an 0-5 team. No, they're 2-3. Could be worse. So give me the Falcons. That'll be 2 games back in the standings for me. So that's good. Oh, by the way, not big news. I think some people are believing that this Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins trade could get done this week. And it was first reported by, guess what this guy's name is?
Anthony
McClain.
Siciliano.
Oh. Andrew Siciliano?
Yeah, him too.
No, but John McClain. Could you imagine having that name? I mean, I think I was watching Good Morning Football this morning, and they were talking about, hey, what celebrity would you want to have the same name as? I have no clue. But having the name John, badass. But that would be really interesting. Yeah, hey, I'm John McClain. Nice to meet you. I stop terrorists. Yeah, Jets Patriots though. The Bill Belichick Bowl.
Is there much to talk about it? I mean, the Patriots have owned the Jets for Lord knows how many years.
Give me the Patriots. Yeah, I think we're both on the Patriots. This is Zach Wilson's been struggling, and
there's Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks.
I love that moment quickly where again, Mac Jones, there was the pick six against the Cowboys. He goes right back at Trevon Diggs. I just think that's such a cool moment for sure. And he kind of has that it in him. Like he's not afraid to go back at someone if he throws a pick. So I like that a lot. Both from the Patriots. Panthers, Giants. This one shouldn't take long. I think the Panthers. I think we're both in the Panthers here. Giants are just underperforming. They suck. Carolina lost 3 in a row, but this is a good get-right game for them. And again, the Giants are a mess, and I'm sure we're going to hear some more boos at MetLife this weekend. So we're both on Carolina.
Yeah. There's not much there.
Eagles, Raiders. I'm on the Raiders. I look at hell was a hell of a performance in Denver on Sunday. It really was after what they went through. And I think they're going to start, they're going to start to roll here. I mean, this should be a win for them. I think they go to 5-2, and I just think they're an intriguing team. Only a 3-point projection here. That's what they're supposed to win by. But they're at home. Eagles I don't know if Sirianni knows what he's doing, to be honest with you. Jalen Hurts, he has the ability. I just don't. I don't know what to. I don't know. I don't know what to make of him.
I don't. Hurts. I mean, he can be a special talent. It's just they try and run him way too much. I think Miles Sanders is very underrated. He is very underrated.
Give him more carries. Give him more carries. I think there was a stat where I can't remember it directly, but his last like 3 or 4 games, they have not given him the ball at all. I mean,
yeah, a lot of Jalen's run for like 80% of the time.
Yep.
For their run plays. It's like what? Why? Like you have a special running back, and if you can keep Jalen Hurts healthy and let him like contain his breath and contain his composure all the time to try and throw the ball too. I mean, he's got some weapons that he can throw to. It's just a matter of I don't think he trusts that he can get it there at this specific moment in time because he's just winded all the time because he's running for his life.
Yeah.
So I don't mind like I like the Eagles. Don't get me wrong. They're not a bad team, but they're not a good team, if that makes sense. So give me the Raiders.
Yeah, my thinking, I think with Philly here, you trade Zach Ertz. I think that was coming for a while, but you look at the team, they're 2-4. I think they might be I think they might, they're going to be sellers at the deadline in a couple weeks here. Pay attention to Fletcher Cox, future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Look at his resume as a future Hall of Famer. He has a big contract, new head coach. They're rebuilding. They're definitely rebuilding. It wouldn't surprise me if they send him somewhere like Green Bay. That would be, wouldn't be the first time the Packers were able to make an addition from Philly. Future Hall of Famer. So that just obviously I'm trying to give a quick plug to my team, but I do think Philly, they are sellers. I think that could be a name that can be gone. And they don't have many pieces. I mean, to deal. I mean, they're not going to deal Miles Sanders, he's too young. Fletcher Cox I feel like Fletcher Cox is the only guy who people would want. So
him and Rieger.
Yeah.
Those are the two names.
Yeah. So Philly, I think, is hitting the, they're definitely going to be sellers. Lions, Rams, the Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford Bowl. This is a massive, well, it's not massive, but it's massive because, Dan Campbell's comments after the game during the week, about, him calling out Jared Goff, saying like he needs to do more. He needs to do some heavy lifting. And we talked about this yesterday. Watching that, I think Dan Campbell didn't want to say that. I think it's tough love though.
Would you have preferred this game to be in Detroit?
Yes.
For Stafford.
Yeah. This is more. Stafford meant more to Detroit than Jared Goff did mean to LA. I do expect LA to give him a standing ovation though. He led them to three playoff appearances in 4 years. He didn't lead them to the Super Bowl because they had a very good defense. But him and McVay,
they also had Todd Gurley, who was a stud at the time.
Yes. And you had Kupp, Woods. They had some pieces, and I think to myself, Jared Goff. I know Pro Bowls are they're more of a celebrity thing now, I think, but Jared Goff has more Pro Bowl appearances than Matthew Stafford. And that 2018 season, he had some games, 465 yards, 5 touchdowns against Minnesota on a Thursday night earlier in the season. He went toe-to-toe with Mahomes and beat them in LA the night of those, or like the Fires. There was a big game for LA. And that should have been a Super Bowl matchup, or it's close to it. I mean, Jared Goff, he can play. He can, and the team that's around him in Detroit is just, it's not a great situation. He does have to put the team on his back here. Should be interesting. I think the Rams should handle the Lions, obviously. It would be interesting. It would be interesting to see Jared Goff go into LA and beat them, though, wouldn't it?
I mean, I think I speak for mostly everybody when I say we'd be amazed if Jared Goff went in to go and beat his old team in the Rams. That is just a powerhouse right now. I mean, they're a very, very good. They're a very, very good team. But the Lions. I mean, you want as much as we want to root for them, even though we're in the same division. As much as we want to root for them, I don't see any hope. They can be. I think the Lions can very well be the first 0-17 team.
Well, they were an 0-16 team. Probably going to be 0-17 too. Yeah. What do you think, real quickly, if you could make a movie about an NFL team, like a terrible NFL team, and then they become a contending team, would it not be the Lions? I mean, or the Browns? I mean, I'm thinking like Angels in the outfield, major league here, kind of like. What team would you, or what franchise? I mean, it would either be Detroit or Cleveland, I think.
You would think.
Or the Bears. I don't know.
What do you mean?
They're not that. The Bears aren't that. Okay.
They were in the Super Bowl in 2006, sorry. But they were in the Super Bowl in 2006 against the Colts. Like, that's a whole different story. Like, the Lions haven't even, like,
it was a suggestion. It was a suggestion, okay?
No, you're just trying to shoot them down. That's what you're trying to do.
Okay. I would probably, it would probably be Detroit.
Either Detroit or Cleveland. I mean, either one of the two. I mean, after Jim Brown, I mean, the Browns really haven't done much of anything until the last year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, Lions had Megatron, Barry Sanders, but they never really put it together. That would be, yeah, that's good. Anyway, Bears Buccaneers. You take the reins.
What does there say? I mean, everybody's getting on the COVID list for the Bears. Give me the Buccaneers. I want it to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a close game unless Tom Brady has a senior moment, which he did last year.
Fourth
yeah. Give me the Buccaneers. I mean, as much as I love the Bears, I just don't think they have it in them to actually win this ball game, even if they were fully healthy.
This is a game Justin Fields has got to just make sure he makes it through. He's got to, I mean, if he plays well, that's a big moment for him. Even if they lose, it's a big moment. But Tampa Bay is just
absolutely.
Tampa Bay is just, they're too elite right now. Texans, Cardinals, the DeAndre Hopkins, JJ Watt, even though they're not going back to Houston, that kind of thing. Cardinals, easy.
Yeah, not much to say about that. Cardinals gonna stay undefeated.
Yeah, and then
that's what it is.
Sets up a big game on Thursday. Hopefully, if the Packers beat Washington, that's a big time game on Thursday Night Football. I'm so finally
huge.
Maybe, I mean, I've been waiting for Fox. I know they've had some games here or there, like in the early window, or I mean, not in the early window, in the earlier part of the season. Thursday night games are not great. Like you see Jaguars, even though the Jaguars Bengals game was good, like you'll see like just terrible games or like not great matchups. Finally get a game of the year game in Cardinals Packers, so that'll be great. An interesting game on Sunday Night Football: Colts Niners. The North Dakota State. Well, not really, because Trey Lance will not be playing probably. I was going to say the North Dakota State Bowl, but two under 500 teams, two teams that don't play each other a whole lot. I think two run the ball, play good defense type of teams. T.Y. Hilton's back for Indianapolis. Jimmy Garoppolo should be in the saddle for the San Francisco 49ers. What are we talking about?
I'll take the Colts.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the Colts.
Okay.
I think their defense is stepping up. T.Y. being back is huge for the Colts. Carson played very well. I love the 49ers coming into the season. Not as much in love with them right now. this is a big turning point in one of the two seasons because having 2 or 3 wins is a big. I mean, it's a big jump for week 7 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Colts are getting on the right track, and the 49ers, it's another team where I just don't know.
Yeah. No, I get that. A lot of teams do not know what the Niners are. I think this is a game where the Niners, I think it's a springboard game. Now that I look at it, Carson Wentz is playing very well. I think San Francisco. Don't look now. Deebo Samuel in only 5 games has, I believe, is the 5th leading receiver in the league. So he hasn't even had to play the full amount of games to show that he's an elite receiver. Shanahan's going to get back to what they do best: run the football. Regardless of who they have in there, whether it's Trey Sermon, Elijah Mitchell, whoever it is. I think this is a game where San Francisco kind of starts to warm up here. I think Nick Bosa is going to have a game because I don't think Carson Wentz is extremely mobile. He's mobile. It's just he's not, I think ever since the injury in 2017, I think he's taken a step back. I think Nick Bosa, all those guys, I think San Francisco, this is a game for both sides of the football to really warm up. And I don't know. I think it'll be intriguing if San Francisco wins, if Garoppolo has a good game, do they go back to Trey Lance? I mean,
no.
No.
The only reason they went to Trey Lance is because Garoppolo got hurt.
Good call. You're right. I forgot about that. I had my own senior moment there. Where's Brady at or whatever? Yeah, but Niners, I think this is a game where they start to, kind of catch fire here. I'm not going to say they're going to go off and win a Super Bowl, but I think they start to kind of make people realize, hey, we were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Like, we still have a great team. And Kittle, National Tight Ends Day. Is it Sunday? I don't know what day National Tight Ends Day. I think it's a couple days away. It could be on Sunday. I don't know, but I think George Kittle is going to go ballistic. Even the Niners. Saints, Seahawks. Another interesting game. The Saints are the better team, I think, because there's no Russell Wilson. But it's also in Seattle. And the crowd, prime time in Seattle is off the charts. It's always crazy. I think this is a game where the Seahawks will themselves. Give me the Seahawks. I think they will themselves to win. I believe it. I believe in Seattle this game. I think, again, they find ways to do this. Pete Carroll is going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. I think they're going to force Jameis into a couple of picks. I think, who knows if Jamal Adams gets hit in the face again after saying that he's the best in the nation, whatever. But I just think they're going to feed off the crowd. And I know they're 2-4. I know Russell Wilson is not suiting up. I get that. I think Jameis is going to throw a couple of picks. He's played, I think, above expectations so far to start the year. I know Alvin Kamara is, I think he's the best all-around offensive player in the game. I really believe that. But I think the Seahawks are going to find a way. It's give me the Seahawks.
I'm taking the Saints.
Good.
The Saints coming off a bye, Monday night, they get an extra day off the bye.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting healthy. Jameis is going to have one more week to, work with his guys, get ready for the Seahawks. Seahawks don't have Russ. They still have Geno Smith. Whenever Geno Smith is a starter, he stinks. Whenever he's a backup coming into a game, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Put it at that. So Seahawks defense just hasn't been there. And I think Jameis he's gonna do what he did against the Packers week 1.
Okay, just not you're good. So you pick the Saints. You pick the Saints. Okay. So I'm down. What you said? I'm down 6 games. Five games back of you. So different. So you picked the Saints. I picked the Seahawks, and then you picked the Colts. I picked the Niners. You picked Dolphins. I picked the Falcons. You picked Titans. I picked the Chiefs.
That's it.
So it's 4 games. How many games is that? Did we pick differently?
4.
1, 2, 4. Okay,
4.
so at the end of this week, I'll be 1 game back of you, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be great.
Or you're going to be 4, or you're going to be 9 games.
I could be 9. This could either go really well, really poorly, or I'm going to be right back in the place that I was. So that's good. That's pretty much it. What do you got going on the rest of the day?
Just watching the Bulls, keeping up. Same old. Although they're playing the Pistons, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a game. But
City of Detroit, man, they were good. I mean, they had, I think people keep like the Detroit Pistons. We know the bad boys. They won a couple championships, but 2004, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace. I mean, they beat the Lakers. Like they were NBA champions then. But other than that, it's Detroit it's just a tough place to play for sports, and they need some kind of savior. They need someone, whether it's
the Lions need to pay Calvin Johnson.
They do. Did he ask for a trade? Is that what happened? No, I know the whole contract stuff. I get that. But did he ask for a release? Didn't he want to go play somewhere else, and they didn't give it to him? And
they said nah.
Yeah. I know. I'm sure he wanted to go play with Aaron Rodgers. He said that a few times. Him and Aaron Rodgers have, he said, hey, come play over here. And, that guy was something else. So, I mean, watching him play, just such a freak. I mean, watching him, come into Lambeau Field and put up, yards upon yards and receptions upon receptions. And, he did a number on us Green Bay Packers. And, of course, he probably should have one more win against the Chicago Bears, but that's
just about to bring that up. He could have one more immaculate reception that was just dropped in the middle of Soldier Field end zone. Oh,
what is like? I understand the Dez Bryant thing. That is actually more clear cut to me because by rule, he caught the ball, and he was falling over. Like, so the process.
Well, he took 2 steps too. He took 2 steps, almost 3 steps, and just placed the ball on the ground and then stood up.
So he jumps up, catches the ball, and then as his feet hit the ground, he starts to fall. And the process is, after you fall, you have to hold on to the football. The 2 steps, he has the 2 steps, but the ball, he reaches out. That's part of the process. It pops out, hits the ground. By rule, I'm gonna keep saying this. By rule, it was an incomplete pass. It was an incomplete pass then. Nowadays, okay, he caught it. It's a catch, touchdown. It's like remember the Zach Ertz touchdown against New England in the Super Bowl when he caught it on the slant and dove into the end zone, and they were reviewing that. That was a touchdown, and because they changed the rule. Back then, it was not a catch because of the rule. It was part of the process. Falling to the ground, he had to maintain the ball throughout the entire process.
Took 3 steps.
I know he took 3 steps, but after his first foot, like once he touched the ground after coming down out of the air, he started to fall towards the ground. And as he started to fall, like that's part of the process. And you have to hold on to it throughout the entirety of the process. I'm getting way too deep into this. Nowadays, it's obviously
I was going to say, we'll agree to disagree.
Okay. Okay. I'll send you the link after this is over. But it's like, wait, hold up. Let me see if I can. Okay. So he catches it like that, and then he starts to fall. He gets the 2 steps in as he's falling to the ground. And the ball, I'm going to pretend like my arm is the ball. The ball or the arm is the ground. As he reaches for it, it pops out. It's all part of the process. Now, if he holds onto the ball, if it doesn't pop out, it's a catch. But it popped out, and Green Bay Packers won the NFC Championship game. We know what happened after that. We don't have to talk about that. But whatever. That was a long. I need to go watch that highlight again. I have to go watch that video again of him catching that because I definitely know how crazy I probably sound, but by rule, wasn't a catch.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree.
Okay, we'll agree. So the Adrian Amos interception against the Chicago that was an interception. I think we both know that too. But is what it is. The officials though were terrible. The officials were not good. That's got to be there's got to be some. I know we don't want to review.
There should have been 0 interceptions for the Green Bay Packers that game.
No, that is where the offsides. Okay, I was going to say. Actually, there is a video out there of people zooming in on the offensive line. The offensive lineman actually does a slight little move. It's minimal, but kind of inch forward a little bit. But
I'll send you that link too.
Okay. You're upsetting me. I get it. Is what it is. But yeah, I will say though, I think I was watching the Pat McAfee show and they were talking about they might need a new, or maybe was it with Aaron? Maybe they don't need to review every single play, but there has to be someone in the booth who's actually watching the play happen, because there have been too many plays. Like it's not, and not necessarily like spot penalty, like spots. Reviewing a spot is like reviewing a charge in the NBA. That is so hard. You can't tell, but we've got to find a way for these officials to get better calls. Like, again, we all know the Saints Rams a couple of years ago in the champion. Like that was, how do you not call that? And how do you not stop the game to look at it? It just, you have to be able to go back and look at it and then come together and come to a concrete decision. So is what it is. But anyway, it's probably it. It's 5:00, too early for dinner, but we got basketball and got some, baseball tonight.
Oh yeah. Got both sets.
Ooh, okay. What's the series at?
So actually, Boston and the Astros are playing right now. Okay. That's tied 2-2 right now.
All right. Wow. All right.
And the Braves Dodgers is at 2-1 in the Braves' favor, and that game starts. Huh?
They blew it though, right? Didn't they? They should be up 3-0.
Should be up 3-0.
Atlanta sports. Atlanta sports.
True. But yeah, so it's fun series. It's a fun series. Go Braves, go Red Sox. That's about all I'm gonna say.
Do you think the Astros are still cheating?
No.
Okay. All right.
It'd be insanely hard for them to get to be cheating at this point.
Yeah. No, I'm sure the MLB is like extra like cracking down on them, especially right now. And I think these are two. I would say the Astros, Red Sox, and Yankees are probably the 3 most hated teams in the, especially. I mean, probably in the AL for sure. And I'm sure some people don't like the Dodgers. So I think I'm pulling for the Braves. They haven't. When was they last won in? Was it 96, 97?
Chipper baby.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, late 90s. They had him, Smoltzy. Didn't they have Tom Glavine possibly? Mm-hmm. Solid team for sure. So I'm rooting for Atlanta. They haven't won in a while. Hank Aaron, Milwaukee connection. I got to go with the Atlanta Braves, but we'll see. Actually, fun fact: I am related to my great grandfather. George Brumder actually was an owner of the Red Sox. I'm not kidding.
Well, something got messed up down the line.
Okay. Well, we're gonna end this show. I'll talk to you. We'll talk next week when I'm back and 4 games up, or I have come back 4 games in the standings.
Or I'll be ahead 9, or I'll be ahead a total of 9 games. It is what it is. But anyways, we'll talk and watch some football this weekend. Starting tomorrow.
It's gonna be great. But fall is here. Cold weather, football, beautiful stuff. I still own you. Okay. Good job.
Peace out.
A real good morning.